Hello, so if you know how my channel works, this typically is not one of those videos that I usually make. I usually don't like talking about other people. I typically like to talk about stuff that is just that you see in my channel. But I thought that I need to address this. So, in the YouTube community, two recent events happened. First of all, Matthew Santoro decided to move back to Canada. And responding to some criticisms in regards to the cancel culture, Jenna Marbles has decided to take a hiatus. I'm going to address Jenna Marbles first. First of all, you're talking about two people who've been around for an extremely long time. Jenna Marbles has been there almost since the beginning. Matthew Santoro also similarly around for a rather long time. And they've both gone through some different phases, and as Jenna has pointed out, she's posted some stuff that at the time, one has to remember that the culture, internet culture has changed rather significantly over the past decade, especially with the politically correct culture. And I'm not going to get back into politics, but you know, recent events and all that have kind of led to some backlash with certain things. Certain skits that maybe about a decade ago would be considered funny aren't as funny nowadays. So all that being said, I don't think Jenna Marbles really deserves the criticism she did. As she pointed out, she made certain videos of hers that she was not proud of private. But also, this just goes back to that whole idiom of be careful of what you put on the internet. That's why if you, for example, look at my social media and my channel, most of my stuff is not overly risque. I'd say the most controversial stuff that's maybe in my YouTube video library would be maybe my underground fights that I had with a few different people. But then again, if you really think about it, those were gentlemen's agreements. Those were not like going out and trying to fight someone. It wasn't like assault. It was just a sparring session. In one case in a park and in another case in a beach. We weren't doing anything overtly controversial. We were just two guys getting together and doing some sparring sessions. I mean, there was nothing overtly controversial about that. And then also the one video I showed where I was, after a workout, I was twerking, but you could barely see it. But anyways, and then also, like I said, on my social media, I do not usually put anything out there, and if I do have a tendency to sometimes delete some stuff when I kind of realize went a little bit far. And the thing is, most of the time, it's not garnered too much negative attention, and it's not like it's one of those things where someone automatically took stills of it. But as I said, I'm usually smart in that way, in that I don't put anything overtly controversial out there. I don't think anything would necessarily harm me in that regard. But again, this just goes back to, you need to be careful about what you put out there. And Jenna Marbles has kind of been suffering that consequence, and as she said, she's matured over the decade or so that she's been on the internet. And it's really sad to see this happen to her, because like I said, she's been there since the beginning. I've watched her on and off over the years. And actually, because of all this, I've actually started to, over time, watch some of her older classic videos. And like I said, I think it's very sad that this is happening to her. It's like, she's controversial, but I really don't think this should be happening to her. I think she should be allowed to continue to be able to produce the content. I hope she does come back, because she said that she was going on hiatus. She may just exit YouTube completely. I hope that is not the case, because she is one of those people. She's a positive person, she's an independent person, and I really think that she should continue putting stuff out there to make her part of the internet and the world a little bit more brighter. Now on to Matthew Santoro. Matthew Santoro is one of those guys who he's not taking a break because of anything overtly out there. He has decided to change his format. I've not seen the video talk about why specifically he's not going to do list videos anymore. I'm definitely going to miss those because those were very, very educational, very entertaining. But the whole thing with his moving to LA and then moving back to Canada, you know, to be perfectly honest, I thought that he could have done what he was doing just in Canada. That's one of those things where, you know, here I am making videos out here in, you know, Farm County, Lemoore, whereas I used to live in Orange County. It's not one of those things that's very difficult nowadays because of the internet. I believe one of the reasons that he said that he went there in the first place was because there was a YouTube community. Like so many things, there's so many different communities in LA, and he thought that he could maybe make a little bit more impact. But over the past several years, he's decided that, you know what, there's that Hollywood lifestyle, and he'd like to go a little bit more back to basics and move back to Canada. That was ultimately a growing experience for him, and I'm glad that, again, I hope he comes back, because he said he's on hiatus while he's moving to Canada, and he also specifically mentioned Jenna Marbles. He might be maybe exiting completely. I hope that's not the case. These are two very positive people in a world of so much negativity, and I think these people need your support, our support, and certainly need to keep making content. I really do believe that, to be perfectly honest, there's some of the people who I've kind of modeled some of my videos after. There was a point where I was trying to make some top 10s. Some of the entertainment that I do is kind of in that vein of Jenna Marbles and then Matthew Santoro, especially when it comes to like my comedic timing and stuff like that. Obviously, I haven't gotten it down perfectly, but again, I really hope these people, these very positive entertainers, do come back. And if either you two watch these videos, please come back. Take some time off, do what you need to do, but I really hope you guys come back, because you've certainly influenced me at a time when, you know, things were not that easy. The past decade of my life have not been that easy, but you guys made it a little bit brighter, and I certainly hope that you guys come back. So that's it. I wish I could have done something a little bit more comedic. I do have some videos in the pipeline coming up. I do have a Sovereign Citizen video coming up. I have 2 different time travel theory videos coming up, and I got some other stuff in the works. I do have a Soda Guru episode in the works as well. So thank you very much. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Comment down below, you know, your opinion on these two people. I am going to post these videos' channels in my description box. So go to these channels, like these people, watch their videos, tell them how much you love them, and let them know that you hope they come back. So thank you very much. See you next time.